Alright, spawning here in the top left location we have from alternate attacks the blue Zerg player Lambo. He currently managed to equalize the series.
Yep, and his opponent spawning at the bottom right-hand corner of the map. It is from Carnage Esport, the green Protoss player StrinterN. And yeah, this map is it's one of the first times I'm seeing this, Patrick, this map. And tell me something about it for the viewers as well.
Well, for the Protoss side of things, you may forge expand, but it's not really advised. The ramp is very wide, and you have back entrance into your natural base. So most of the times, Protoss players are doing gateway expansions here. Going Nexus first also is not advisable, and Nexus first into a gateway because of the same factors that I just now mentioned. As for the Zerg, the third base is a little bit exposed. It's too far away from your natural to defend easily. You have to have a very good creep spread. Also, taking a fourth might be an issue, whereas the Protoss player can wall off his potential third and fourth bases quite easily. Taking bases on the high ground can provide an advantage, but it has 2 access points. Again, walling that off as a Protoss player, not a huge deal. A lot more dangerous to do to take that base as a Zerg player. And also the scouting for the Zerg. This map is so long, the distances between the 2 bases, even by air, are so big that by the time your first Overlord gets inside the main base of the Protoss player, if he opens up without skipping any units, he is going to have a Stalker out by the time your Overlord arrives in his main base. So you can't really scout the main, otherwise you risk losing that OE.
Alright. It also looks like, I've been looking around the map, it looks like a very awkward map indeed, and there's a lot of potential to put some aggression on early on with the debris on the natural expansion. I feel like if you would break it with some Zerglings or something of the sort, that could lead a pathway straight into your opponent's mineral line.
Yeah, you could then run by Lings into the main base, for example, while keeping the pressure up at the natural expansion. This is exactly the thing that Protoss players have to keep in mind. Of course, Photon Overcharge helping a lot with that,
Yep.
where you can use it defensively in your main and using your army from one side, from the back entrance, and the cannons from the front to try and defend your natural. So it looks like it is going to be a very standard expansion here for the Protoss player as Nexus goes down without skipping the Zealot, which is a wise move because we have 6 Lings on the way towards the natural, so that Zealot will come in handy. Very interestingly, StrinterN is going straight into Mothership Core, not getting the Stalkers, so not really caring about denying scouting. Having mining only off of 1 gas does not indicate a quick tech, which, on the other hand, is going to put Lambo at ease.
Yep, and I mean, it is a very safe opening, and Lambo at game number 1, if you guys saw that as well, did some damage with the first 6 Lings. This time around, he's not going to get that much out of them. Except for seeing the fact that there is a Zealot and a Mothership Core out, but good openings from both players, and I feel like in a game decider, in a game number 3, in a best of 3, this is probably the best way to play it, right?
Yeah.
And
I'll agree with that one. And right now Lambo, he knows no quick tech is going to be coming, so his first order of business is going to be saturating that natural expansion as much as possible. He is expanding gasless as well, which feeds very nicely into a variety of strategies, most notably roach timings. So we'll see if he goes with that. He should be putting down his gases right about now if he wants to tech. And there's a Stargate coming up for StrinterN, but I do believe that Lambo did scout that. No,
Nope.
Oh, it was so close.
Nope, I was just watching that Overlord go in, I was watching the vision, and he just barely didn't see it. He was about to see the edge of it, but doesn't see the Stargate, and that's gonna put him in a little bit of an awkward position. If he saw that, he would have been in a great position, but right now he doesn't have that much prepared for it, so there's a potential of some damage, and Oracle alone can do so much damage, right? But he's going for
it can, but Oracle openings, especially in PvZ matchup, are not that great. It's very good in PvT, but PvZ not as much. Because, Queens can actually defend pretty well, and most of the Zergs put down Spellcrawlers blindly for the Oracle timing at 7:30, so probably would not have worked out. StrinterN is going for Phoenixes, and right now Lambo realizes what he's up against, so he knows that there is going to be probably either 2 things happening. Either it's going to be a full-on air into Storm, or it's going to be Phoenix into Colossus transition. So you can get ready for both alternatives. In the meantime, he's taken the third base, he's taken his 2 gases, and he's finishing his Roach Warren right now. But I don't believe he'll be producing any Roaches, seeing as he is up against a Stargate opener.
Yeah, a little bit surprised. He saw the Phoenixes, and he knows it's not illusions because that Overlord did die, but he didn't throw down any Spore Crawlers. He's just relying on the Queens for now. He's got 2 at the natural, but he's gonna lose. He already lost an Overlord, lost a drone. Now he's starting Spore Crawlers a little bit late. Usually the Phoenixes force out the Spore Crawlers, try to poke in, do damage where possible, scout of course, and just clean out the Overlords on the map. But now he actually got a little bit of free damage in here.
Well, he could get the Queen if he notices with the Phoenixes that Queen is not in the range of the Spore Crawler being protected. Now Lambo moves her and puts her on hold position near the Spore, so that's very nicely done. And here comes the Hydros then. I think that's going to be scouted by the Phoenixes as well. Yes, it was a couple of Roaches getting produced here and there in case a ground attack comes supporting these Phoenixes. But it doesn't look like it will. And we should have a Colossus transition. There we go. The Robotics Bay gets put down as the Phoenixes continue their harass.
I don't think I would have liked to see a lot of Roaches early on with this amount of Phoenixes on the map. You'll always see it coming as a Protoss base for player, and he didn't take a third base yet, StrinterN. So there's not that much angle to attack with the Roaches, I feel like. And I mean, he has such a good idea of what's going on right now. The Hydras are really gonna come out, and they're gonna have to push the Phoenixes out. And after that, he can start making a good plan.
Yeah, definitely he can. Regarding the Harvester counts though, we are at 62 drones right now for the Zerg player Lambo and 48 for the Protoss player StrinterN, and he is just about ready to take his third base as the Nexus is going down. Phoenix is continuously providing support for the continuation of StrinterN's plans, scouting, doing harassment wherever possible, having killed 8 probes already. That's a pretty good number for the Phoenixes. Units lost 1,000 to 100, so things are going pretty well for StrinterN so far.
Yeah, it's going really good for him. He's also done a lot of damage with those Phoenixes. When you click on them, some have 5 kills, some have 6 kills. That's a good number with them, and he got so much intel. And the Colossus count is already climbing, and the Spire isn't even finished yet. So there's going to be a lot of potential when a few Colossus come out, and he's got like 3 of them to push. But he's also taking the third base. I love the things he's doing right now, Patrick. It's going to be so hard for Lambo to really punish him for this.
Yeah, it is, and as we mentioned before, the third base is really easy to wall off. If you look at the wall off, once the assimilator there is complete, this is pretty much an impregnable wall that you cannot break down as long as the army is standing there. And you know, once your army supply gets high enough, you can position the army between the third base and the second base as the Protoss player. The distances are really short for Protoss, as opposed to being short for Zerg. You know, because of the way the army works differently for Zergs and Protosses. I'm actually a little bit surprised by Lambo trying to go for a Spire. Usually the most effective way to combat this type of strategy is going for a Viper timing before there are High Templars on the field. Oh, now it makes sense. A 4th base. Okay, so he's trying to elongate the game, so to speak, and tries to go into a longer game, maybe trade a couple of units, but he's not looking to kill his opponent. I don't think he even can.
Nope, I don't think this attack is going to do anything, to be honest. It's just a few Roaches, a few Hydras, and there's already so many Colossus, and Terminal Lance is about to finish, so that's gonna be so hard to do any sort of damage. He has to snipe the Colossus straight off the back, and I don't think StrinterN is going to allow that to happen. He's going in, he's going to see the Colossus, and I think after that he's going to back off really
the force fields are going to be huge. A nice line of force fields there, scaring Lambo away for the time being. He's waiting for more reinforcements, and you know what? There are Void Rays, some Void Rays out on the field, but StrinterN, instead of warping in more units, he's adding on 2 additional Stargates. That's a mistake. He should really be warping as much as possible right now, because there's a lot of units here. There are 2 Colossi, but I don't see a 3rd one, and the AoE output is not as great. Good force fields, though, sectioning off a portion of those units. Here comes the 3rd Colossus. That is going to change the calculus of this battle dramatically, as there are not enough Corruptors to bring those Colossi down quickly enough. for the Zerg player to make this fight worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, and he loses
he
the
loses
Phoenixes.
the
That
Phoenix.
was... Oh, that was really critical.
That was nasty, but as long as the Colossus are alive, he's in a good position, and the Corruptors are trying to do some damage. They do take down one of the Colossus, but is it enough? I mean, the supply for both players is dropping quite rapidly, but Lambo's already remaking most of the units now. The ground army is just disappearing here, even with the Colossus out of the picture.
Yeah, but you know what? The biggest problem, I think, are the added-on Stargates. It seems like it will work out for StrinterN in the long run. Move commanding into the Zerg army is not a good idea, though. And this may cost him the game, actually. The Void Rays are going down, more reinforcements are coming in, the supplies are 160 to 100, and StrinterN GG's. Oh my god, he almost done it. And then such a noobish mistake, I have to say, not watching your army and just losing it for free. That was, I mean,